Start matters by the public. This is an opportunity for the public to speak for 3 minutes and tell us what's on their mind. This is not interactive, though. It's not a question and answer. We will be here to listen to what you have to say. And who are our cards? Commissioner Woodward will be reading the names, and Commissioner Weiss will be setting the timer.
We have 8 cards. I'll start with Kesnel Thus, Todd Bucci, Sandy Makovic, and TK Kirkley. We have 2 microphones. You can use either side. I'll read the next 4 also. Luna Lampert, Anastasia Colas, Lisa Cantrell, and Linda Smith.
He was before me. Hi. I think he was before me. You can go ahead.
Can you please say your name also?
All right. I appreciate you pronouncing the name right. Todd Bucci, right on. All right. So that's it. Okay, here we go. My name's Todd Busey. My grandfather told me to pronounce it the American way, Busey, which is interesting. But anyway, wasting time. My name's Todd. I work for Palm Beach County Water Utilities, right? I'm also a CWA union representative. It's been a concern of many of my coworkers, that they can no longer afford to live in this county. I know one of the statistics that Water Utilities was picked to use as the face for United Way. And they said, 40% of Palm Beach County residents are struggling, to make ends meet financially. And then that was their pitch to us to donate our vacation time and our pay to United Way. How many of those 40% of the struggling, Palm Beach County residents are Palm Beach County workers? It's $160,000 a year to afford the average home in Palm Beach County. I don't think there's any blue-collar working Palm Beach County worker that can even come close to affording that. So as I watch all of my coworkers' families and the people that make this Palm Beach County the great county that it is with the cutting-edge technology that you guys have, I go to the seminars for the water reuse projects in the future, the $160 million Green K project, all these fancy things that are going on in the county that make, an attractive place, but we forget about the blue-collar workers that are out here that make this county run, the road and bridges, the traffic, the water utilities, the parks and rec, all the people that, put in their 30 years that grew up in this county to live in this county can no longer afford to live here. I hear the daily struggles of all these guys that are just, having fights in the family because, all the fights start financially. So, where are they going to go? What are they going to do? They just can't afford to live here anymore. And I was just wondering, with all these glory projects going on, if you guys have any plans to keep your employees affording to live in Palm Beach County. So that's really my question to you guys, and just to bring awareness to, I know you guys know, you guys are in full control of the budget and everything. You guys have been looking at this for years, watching this happen for I don't know how many decades, but it's in your guys' power, in your guys' own statistics, that we just can't afford to live here anymore. So we plan on just organizing a little bit and bringing some awareness to that. But thank you for you guys' time.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is TK Kirkley. I live in Delray Beach, Florida. As always, I've been here before, so I want to thank you for your time and your dedication to our county. I appreciate everything you do. And I wanted to welcome our new members to the commission. Congratulations, and thank you for being here. I've written it down so I didn't forget anything, but across our nation, hundreds of thousands of dogs needlessly die each year in county shelters. I know some of you have already tuned me out when I said the word dogs, but hopefully I can reel you back in and letting you know I'm here to provide solutions and not complaints. As a nation, we do a terrible job of taking care of these dogs. There is a solution. But it never gains any traction because there's no money in it. It's a stain on our nation that never really gets addressed. Once you go above the commissioner level, it's sadly primarily lobbyists buying officials' attentions, and dogs just don't pay. It's sad but true. However, I do feel that's not true of commissioners. I could be wrong, but this is where I honestly see the most good done. This crisis could be solved with spay and neuter initiatives beyond what we already do, as well as reeling in the reins on backyard breeders across our country. The dogs here get death sentences for things that are easily controlled. It's stress and anxiety, but it's really because there's no space. And it's not the shelter's fault. It's overcrowded and understaffed. But until then, we need to do a better job in addressing this and getting better enrichment, and at least getting a second break for the dogs in the afternoons. Our dogs get out, if they're lucky, once a day if enough volunteers show up. And when you think about it, they're only out for about 10 minutes. So if you think about inmates in solitary confinement, they get an hour a day out, where they, in most cases, they've committed a crime. These dogs have not. So I'm just asking you to think about providing a budget where we could afford to hire dog walkers through outside organizations like Rover in the afternoon. And you could even work with them to have them sponsor some of that. But we don't have enough staff and enough volunteers to even give them a second break in the day. So that is my ask of you, to please consider budgeting funds to help us do that. And I myself am here to offer my services free of charge in order to see that come to fruition. So thank you.
Commissioner Sachs, your light is on.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Ma'am, stay back up here. Thank you for your volunteer, your Shelter Sisters, okay?
Yeah.
For what you do to help with the dogs and to be present at all the meetings that we have with ACC staff. And thank you for the compliments to them, because I know they work very hard.
Yes.
I'd see Isami here. Isami, could you come forward, please? I want everybody to understand that we have budgeted money from the county to build a larger facility there.
Right.
And to have more space so that the animals can get out, and also so that it has some type of air filtration system. We are coming into the summer months. We have no air conditioning for the dogs, not even a good air filtration system.
Right.
So Isami, could you give us a report, if you can? If not, we can wait to the end of today's hearing. What is the progress of the county purchasing the facility next door?
Good afternoon. Isami Ayala, Director of Facilities Development and Operations, for the record. We actually closed on the property last week, and that is the adjacent property to Animal Care and Control. As it relates to the project of renovation and expansion, we're fully into design. We expect to have final drawings this summer, which means at that point we move forward to the bidding process, and hopefully we will be back in front of this board with a guaranteed maximum price to proceed with construction in the coming months.
Have we not done the design before? When did we start this project? You work very hard. You have a lot of facilities. How many facilities you take care of?
This county has just over 800 different facilities.
800, and you had that department. So some time ago, you talked to us about the design that you had. In fact, I saw that design. You're talking about looking at having the design completed by the end of the summer?
That
But
is
we
correct.
already have the design.
We had, at the time we came to the board, we had the initial design. It had not been completely developed. In order for a bid to take place, we need what we call construction drawings. So when we came to the board last year, I want to say summer of 2024, relying on my memory, please. So we presented to the board what the scope of work was, and the board approved additional funding to make the project a reality. So, and with that approval, we move forward then to development of the construction drawings.
So congratulations if we close. Can we use some of that land so that they can get the dogs out to exercise, to run around?
It's open space, so that is something that will need to be coordinated with Animal Care and Control. It's
Good.
just open space.
Okay, so if we can get a fence around it, we can let the dogs at least out on that open land. will you put together a meeting? Telephone call is fine, and we can be on it. Anybody on the board can be on it with the head of animal care and control, you, and anybody else who wants to be on it as well. Thanks so much
Certainly.
for your work on
Of
this.
course.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
what you do. Thank you.
Thanks.
Also, if I could, Madam Mayor, for the first Bcc, I believe April 8th, Ms. Baker, is when we have our BCC meeting on housing. So this is a good time for
It's-
you to
Yeah.
watch.
It's the workship, I'm sorry.
Workshop is
The
even
workshop is
better.
at the end of the month that we will
Oh,
be
it's on
talking.
April 8th?
No, not,
Spoke.
yeah, it's all getting confusing. So, there may be an agenda item on with housing, but the actual workshop itself is not until the end of the month. And it is something that we have been working on consistently for a long time. And so I do know and agree with you that we're looking at our employees, and I think this board can attest because they've approved it. We've gone to the max when it comes to salaries for our employees. So we're well aware, and we want to ensure that we pay a fair wage to our employees, and we're all looking at the cost of living and how much housing has gone up over the years. So we're
I
well
see
aware.
I see Tammy. Tammy, when is it that we're talking about the tools in the toolbox for housing?
Is that April? I've been in this month?
There's a couple of different items. On April 8th, we're going to be bringing the tools in the toolbox for our unsheltered, as well as an item regarding for sale units, affordable for sale units. Later in the month, we will have a workshop regarding the consolidated plan, the HED's consolidated plan, and the annual plan that has to be submitted for our state and our federal funds.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. April is dedicated to housing.
To housing.
Good. Thank you, sir, for that. It's important. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Do you want to repeat the names?
Sure. We have Lisa Cantrell, Linda Smith, Anastasia Colas, Luna Lampert, Kesnel Tews, and Sandy Makovic. If you're here. Okay.
Okay, a little out of order, if you want.
Go right ahead.
Linda Smith, Jupiter, Florida, Sierra Club Loxahatchee Group Chair. I have a handout that I would like to have passed around that I'll get to in just a minute, if that's okay. I understand head nods enough. I'd like to start with two quotes. The first is from Howard Zanhauser, author of the Wilderness Act. The purpose of the Wilderness Act is to preserve the wilderness character of the areas to be included in the wilderness system, not to establish any particular use. Wilderness is a priceless place to recreate. It provides us solitude, a chance for reflection, and an opportunity to experience a world we don't manipulate and control. The second quote is from John Muir, "Nothing dollarable is safe." I'm not sure if dollarable is a word, but this includes wilderness, state parks, and Palm Beach County conservation lands. So I'm asking you and continuing to hope for your support in putting all of our priceless conservation lands into the third-party land trust. This you do have direct control of. I'm also asking you to review the handout that is in regards to Senate Bill 80 and House Bill 209. So why am I sharing that with you? Goodness knows no one has control of the legislature in Tallahassee, but you do have the bully pulpit, kind of like me right now, for one more minute and a half. So what would you think about prioritizing preservation, protection, and restoration of the environment over public recreation? I think we have lovely Palm Beach County recreational park areas. Obviously, we don't need a golf course in our state park lands. Specific to Jonathan Dickinson, the current language encourages development of disturbed uplands such as Fort Murphy and the Hobe Tower. So we're asking for some replacement language that permits this, we don't think citing cabins on critical habitat or historic resources is a good idea. There are words in this bill such as cause significant harm. I know some of you are attorneys or have experience with these kinds of words. These are very vague terms. How significant? What kind of harm are we talking about? Words like include but not limited to. What does that mean? And does anyone think it would be a good idea to put a cabin on a burial mound or in a sensitive wetland? I don't think I see any hands raised, so if you would like to come out this Saturday to Jonathan Dickinson State Park, we're going to have a love fest, because we love our state parks, 10 to 2. Let's get Tallahassee's attention and get Senate Bill 80 and House Bill 209. It's still just half-baked. Thank you.
Thank you. Sandy, why don't you take this microphone and you can go next? She was actually.
No, that's okay. She's hard of hearing.
Can you have Sandy come on up? I don't think she heard us when she said so.
You Sadie? Are you Sadie? Yeah, if you want to go in.
Come on up, Sandy.
I'm sorry.
No worries. Can you hear us okay?
Barely. Who pronounced my name? Matjevich. I couldn't pronounce it that well till I was in the 3rd grade. Thank you. Okay, Sandy Matjevich, West Palm Beach, Florida. I want to read a statement concerning County Administrator Baker, her retirement and her replacement. Commissioners Bobby Powell, Maria Sachs, Sarah Baxter, Joel Flores want to give the job to Joe Abruzzo, free and clear. I guess he's qualified because he's an American citizen. Mayor Maria Marino, Commissioner Marcy Woodward, and Greg Weiss, in giving preference to candidates with master's degree and allowing candidates 30 days to apply. County Commissioner Joe Flores joined with the group recently, and I love the shift. All I needed to hear to understand the fix was in is when Related Ross and Cornerstone Solutions were invited in the decision to rush Ms. Baxter out and Joe Abruzzo in. Commissioner Sarah Baxter, who, by the way, should be here. These people come to air grievances or complain about something. She needs to be here and hear it. That's my opinion. Commissioner Sarah Baxter called for the commission to meet privately to discuss settlement offers related to the Transit Village lawsuit. Kaufman, who I'm assuming is the county attorney, took to the dais and called such a meeting improper, noting that state law does not allow for such closed sessions. Obviously, Commissioner Baxter sees no reason to invite the public into county business. That's unacceptable. Ms. Baker? Ms. Baker, your opinion matters to me. I understand Abruzzo, our Deputy County Administrator, Patrick Rutter, is in the running for your job. I don't know who Mr. Rutter is. I had to look him up. Patrick Rutter, Deputy County Administrator, joined the county in 2003, is the Planning Division Chief Planner. He was subsequently selected as Executive Director of the Planning, Zoning, and Building Department in 2016. Mr. Rutter was appointed to the County Administrator in 2018. I'm assuming he worked under you. If the man hadn't done his job in 20 years, I have enough faith, and from what I've heard in your integrity, he would have been fired. There should be no discussion on who steps into Ms. Baker's, and I apologize for the way you've been treated and your feelings have been hurt. Commissioner's last word. You are on the media's radar. Tread lightly. Thank you.
Patrick, you want to introduce yourself?
Okay. Hello. Good afternoon. My name is Lisa Cantrell. I'm here regarding a homestead property that was actually taken and stolen from me. I purchased it for cash in 2008. There was a case that was filed, and it was my homestead. It remained mortgage-free, no certificate of lien. There was no verified petition, claim, or lawsuit sworn as to any factual basis of any debt amount due or owed on the property. At the time it was filed as a mortgage foreclosure, as if I had a mortgage on this property, which I did not, but it was filed under Maple Crest Homeowners Association, who the board president is related to the director, who's related to not only the judge and the chief judge, there, who also served as registered agents regarding Sovrel Industries' other entities. When I came up before the court and I vacated the sale, I was working for the federal government with the state of Florida as a COVID pandemic nurse, and without notice and without hearing and without any proof or any verified debt. In fact, the opposing counsel admitted on the record that she had no knowledge of the account before, during, or after the foreclosure. She had no notices, bills, or statements and couldn't verify anything to do with the case. The case is in Palm Beach County Court. That case number is 502014CA011588. The property appraiser has refused to admit that this is a fully, wholly owned, full equity homestead property. I don't own anything else. And without hearing and notice, I was held in contempt during a national federal pandemic, and my home was put up for sale. I was not giving notice. There was no subpoena. There was no warrant. There was no summons. And there was no verified sworn complaint as to any factual evidence at all. When the sale was vacated, it was supposed to, by law, vacate the lien and all other entities attached to it. I filed it under the right to defend, which is my constitutional right. I filed it under Florida constitutional right as well. This is my homestead, and that no judicial lien or judicial order shall force the sale of a Florida homestead. However, the courts and this Board of County Commissioners, one of them in particular, Maria G. Marino, has told me that because my homestead is in Jupiter, Florida, and it's within a municipality similar to 49 other municipalities in the state in Palm Beach County, that I was not under her jurisdiction. The court has refused to admit or acknowledge, as well as the property appraiser, that this is my homestead property that was taken from me on a 2014 case just 5 months ago. No hearing. I was held in contempt without a hearing and without any evidence, and the home was put up for sale and taken from me. However, no one signed it.
Thank you.
Welcome to Palm Beach, Corruption County.
Commissioner Sachs,
I don't want you to say that.
Oh,
Mayor,
the truth.
could we send this lady, or give her the notice to legal aid?
Legal aid refused me.
Oh, okay, all right.
They declined me, and it's going to the Supreme
thank you.
Court.
Thank you. Anastasia?
Okay. Hello, my name is Anastasia Colas. I live at 199 Mansfield E, Boca Raton, Florida, 33434. I have literally faced tumultuous situations to stand before you here today. I wanted to create a cyber police force that can solve all the problems your citizens face. I have received death threats and more for coming to speak here today. My attempts at communicating with you all have been thwarted. I have been trying to email and set up appointments with your offices since February. I believe I gave paper documents showcasing that my emails are not going through. I think I spoke with Ms. Woodward and a couple of you guys directly to showcase this. And yes, even at the local library around the corner, I can't even send an email to you guys. I submitted paperwork that shows this, that I sent a simple email asking for an appointment, and none of your offices received it despite me following instructions to go to the library or do other things. Cyber criminals can interfere with electronic communication like email and cellular communication. Even problems like the fluoride in water that was mentioned by 20 people the other meeting can be easily caused by cyber criminals, since we now use we use SCADA networks and other technological factors to control our water. It's 2025, and cyber criminals have a myriad of ways of duping police officers and avoiding the typical threshold that leads to the FBI responding. I showed simple examples like hacker cables at stores like Apple and Best Buy in my paperwork that I submitted to you guys in February and possibly March. And I have over 50 signatures with over 7 IT professionals, some of them related to the military, some of them are working with Cisco product, directors of education, and so on, that have confirmed my sentiments that I put in this paperwork right here, where I've stated problems with DNS in Palm Beach County. Phones should not show root level activity or corruption while connected to a new charger. If you go to Apple, buy a charger, and you see root level activity, your phone's been hacked, and you bought a bad cable at the Apple store, and that's happening in Palm Beach County. Someone is smuggling them into stores, and this is illegal, and the police do not respond, and it's being used for other crime. The fluoride issue could even be fixed at a cheaper rate with cyber police. And furthermore, if cyber police are established, cyber criminals won't be able to censor individuals, as was seen with my email, and call people threatening to put a bullet in your head for
Thank
going
you.
to a county or city meeting. I don't need much except coverage for transportation.
Miss Anastasia?
And printing.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping I can talk to
Thank you. Your time is
all
up.
to set up a meeting.
Thank you.
If I could just set up a meeting, that would be it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, and welcome to the new Commissioners. My name is Luna Karen Lambert. I live in Delray Beach. I, amongst so many other things, just like all of us, I'm a volunteer at Palm Beach Animal Care and Control, and I'm also an adoption counselor there. First of all, I just wanted to thank everybody for helping us to make all the positive changes at the shelter. We're all very grateful. It is not an April Fool's joke or a prank to let you know, I'm sure you already know, that most of the dogs don't get out every day, and if they get out, it's just for 10 minutes, just like TK already talked about it. So a lot of us, the volunteers, we're trying to go back in the afternoons just to take them out a second time, but it's just impossible. So today I am here just to thank you for all your help and everything you do, not just with the dogs, obviously, but maybe we can also get some additional help with dog walkers. And of course, the volunteers, we will always still be there and help more as much as we can. We all have full-time jobs, but you know, we all have our priorities where we try to volunteer and do things, because volunteering is great. And let's not forget what Gandhi said. I have to read that. The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. With that, I wanted to finish. And again, thank you very much for everything you guys do. Thank you.
Thank you.
We do have one additional, Lydia Guman, and Kesnel Thews actually wrote if he had to leave. It's for the Small Business Advisory Committee.
Hi, good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you for taking my comment. My name is Lydia. I'm a South Florida resident, and I would like to leave a comment regarding the county's search for a new county administrator on behalf of myself, as well as around 100 other Palm Beach County residents who submitted emails this weekend to various commissioners. I'm sure you may have received them, but not everyone can make it since this is a 2 p.m. Meeting and folks are working full time. So leaving a comment on their behalf. And I have one other person who was behind me, if you could accept her comment as well, who came on her lunch break to leave a comment. But I would first like to applaud you for deciding to take on a national search for a new county administrator and for enhancing the qualifications needed for this role. But I urge you all to continue your search, if possible, with the help of a qualified national firm. And I urge you all to seriously reconsider the option of Comptroller Abruzzo fulfilling this role of county administrator. When looking at other county administrators across the country, Comptroller Abruzzo is vastly underqualified for this role. And even if he is qualified, something really important for a role managing over $9 billion of the county's budget is public trust, which he has frankly lost with many South Florida residents. There is a local lawsuit recently being filed against him announcing his position to fulfill this role generated a slew of op-eds digging into his questionable past. There is a lack of public trust. And he is essentially, going to be placed as a role managing our taxes and even more of the budget. And so I and many other residents are a bit puzzled as to why he's being rushed, why he's being pushed through, and not suggesting this is what's happening, but the air that is coming off is that it's a backdoor deal where folks who knew him in the state legislature are trying to push him through. We really think that we deserve a lot better for the person who is managing our county funds, especially in this moment where federal government funds are being slashed and cut, and now more than ever, the county has an outsized role in providing services and care to their constituents. So we all really urge you to please take your time in filling this role. We know you all are doing a lot and are trying to put a lot of care into it, but we, as citizens, are feeling that there can be a bit more thought and time placed into this decision. And we really hope that whatever trust we have in you is able to be honored and centered as you move forward in this process. And we hope that someone who has currently a pending lawsuit against them for mismanagement of taxpayer funds is not considered for this role. But if he is, that there's at least a months-long process with a national firm being undertaken to evaluate him. Thank you so much for your time and for your work for the county. And if my colleague could speak, I'd appreciate it. But if that's the last comment, I understand.
Thank you. Yes, we normally don't take cards after public comment has started, so I appreciate that you being here. We'll put your card in for the record. Commissioner Flores, your light is on.
Yeah, I want to address perhaps a misunderstanding by the public. We are in fact going through a process. We are accepting applications for the next 20-something days, so they have until April 28th to apply, anybody that's interested. Then each of us will be appointing a member to an advisory board, which will review and check all the applications. They will then conduct some interviews, and at some point in time, their recommendation is going to come before us. I don't know where Mr. Abruzzo's name came about. That has been from the media. Unfortunately, I don't know why he's being linked directly to us. I think everybody will have a fair chance to apply and go through the process. So I wish the community would understand that there is a process set in place that is going to be occurring. It is transparent. It's open to the public. If anything, this process will be more open to the public than going to a hiring firm, to a search firm. The reason, at least from my standpoint, that I chose not to go through a search firm is because I have seen how that works, and I don't think it's the most or the best practice. I have total confidence in our HR department and our new director to lead us through this search. So to come up here and talk about rumors, I think I just want to convey to the public that we are going through a process that is transparent, very public, and we are not handing the job to anybody. So I just want to make sure that people understand that there is a process going on, and if you want to be a part of it, I've actually advocated to have an open forum where these people can be asked questions, you can hear their dialogue, you can also be part of the process. So I know a couple of people came up and made comments regarding a specific person. If we were going to do that, that decision would have already been made. There would have been a discussion up here. That has not happened. We are going through a search process. So just want to clarify that.
Thank you. And with that, we have no other speaking cards, but Commissioner,
We did have 45 cards submitted through the online portal, all related to the county administrator position.
okay. Thank you very much. It's 2:38. We have no more cards. Thank you very much for being here. Bye-bye.